What do you get when you mix two white boys, both named Mike? A thing for Justin Timberlake and a piercing above your eye. Was he high? Their stories alone could make you cry. That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.
Broadcasting live, as you all know, the fallout has been precipitous. People are now stabbing each other on the streets. It has been a week.
Guys, it's we haven't. This is really insensitive. If stuff really gets bad.
If not, we look like
It's a
great
pre-record.
Yeah. We don't know what's going on in the world, but we know it ain't good.
We're in the future, and who knows? We might be dead.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Irish Goodbye Podcast. Maybe the last one, but if it doesn't, it's a storytelling podcast, and boy, will we have stories about the end of the apocalypse.
Yeah.
I am one of your hosts, Mike Feeney, and if you're still alive, hey, cheers to you, my friend. It's St. Paddy's Day yesterday, today, this week, but now also right now.
Honestly, it's always St. Patty's Day in quarantine, Mike.
And being joined with me, that is
Michael Shane Cannon. I don't know what else to say, but I'm feeling okay.
good.
Okay.
A week's difference is huge.
A week's difference is huge. I flipped out on the last episode. I cried
Oh, sure.
like a liberal lady.
And also,
I don't know how we ended that off. Well, we did just cut a few things out, everybody, and it's not because it was confrontational. It's not because
not at
it was
all.
out of control.
no.
It's just
There's a behind-the-scenes thing, a beauty thing of doing a pre-record.
Oh,
and,
it's very nice.
And
a beauty thing.
Is that what I said?
You said a beauty thing of doing a pre-record. I swear, sometimes I listen to this podcast and I'm like, you shouldn't be like public speaking.
Here's to me.
Me.
Oh.
Yeah,
Here's
you too. I mean, both of us have our moments where I'm just like, we forgot 3 words in that sentence. Hopefully everybody gets where we were headed.
Here's something that I have done before, which I've listened back to our podcast, and then you've said something, and in my mind, I'm like, this is the funniest fucking thing to say, and then I say it, and I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I do that all the time.
That I thought of the thing that I thought of originally.
Dude, it also depresses me because I realize I only have one option to be funny. I have one pitch. It's the Terminator. It's the Rick Vaughn Terminator, and I type it right down the middle, and if you catch up to it, I'm fucked.
So we are recording another episode. Hopefully the world hasn't gone completely to hell right now because we're recording on St. Paddy's Day, doing a little pre-record. And we hope you're all safe.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, we need you. We need each and every one of you.
Yeah,
So.
it's not a good time to drop off.
No, keep yourselves. Listen. Oh, okay. If you're gonna die, put on automatic download on your subscription,
and
Thank
keep
you.
your phone unlocked so it prompts the downloads. If you go to our Spotify and just play our albums
we
unlimited.
should have a if you die guidelines for how to set your phone.
How about
just
this?
In case.
You set up a Spotify playlist. You put Mike's 2 albums on there. You put my album on there. Then you put repeat all, and you just play that playlist, and it just repeat the 3 albums over and over and over again. Yeah, clack, 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 clack.
Do that on your iPad, computer, and cell phone
Perfect.
at all
and
times.
If you guys are
So
wondering,
you can't watch anything. You're forced just to help us out. That's it.
If you guys are wondering where the sound of our nervous laughing producer is, if you didn't listen to last week's episode, Alex, we were told we had it on good authority that Alex was dead.
Yeah.
And so we have Bobby Hutch sitting in again for us. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank
How
you,
are you,
Bobby.
pal?
Good to be here.
A lot of great reception to last week's episode.
Oh, people prefer it.
It's weird. And because here I thought Alex was doing a terrific job, but apparently...
I saw through it the
You
entire
did.
time. Yeah, I just didn't see what she added.
Okay, well, we've now learned that Alex may not be dead, but she is in fact quarantined with said coronavirus. She's given it to plenty of people, her family included. So, but we're hoping that we can probably get her on the line at some point, and then we'll see. My goal is to have Alex be on for this entire episode, in silence, but on the line, but only
So she can
laughing,
laugh.
only so that she can add the patented Alex laugh.
Oh, then ring her up right now.
Yeah.
Get her on the phone.
Yeah, let's get her on the horn. She's
I
going
would
to
like
call.
that.
Maybe she'll call into the gas line or whatever or something. We'll get it. And she'll just have to listen on a delay. And then when she steps over our laughs by
We
laughing
punish
on a
her.
delay, we'll punish
Yeah,
her
yeah.
good and hard.
Now this is the show you want to listen to as you're dying, guys. I mean, I don't know what else we could do.
Yeah.
We're sitting here abusing just a woman that it makes 10 cents an hour. It is forced to do our show and 17 others. And we're pissed she doesn't caption our videos.
If you want to caption some Irish Goodbye videos for free.
Oh, bud, that one guy that told me he was going to do it. He's like, so you on the Schultz podcast? I want to be your Alex. And then sent him the video. He we went through this whole thing, right? He resized it. He's like, sorry, my whatever is fucking up every
This
time.
is why.
Every time I exported it. So he's like, I'll get it to you. And then he's since disappeared.
That's why free help doesn't work. And
Yeah.
Lewis, I don't know how he's built a corporation on it, but it is unreliable at best.
Lewis found the only slaves in America that are good workers.
Yeah, the only 6 with enough willpower but not enough self-respect. Come on. Well, Bobby, you got points. You're the fucking executive
You're good.
producer
Please.
of Gas.
We're talking about Alex. all day.
Yeah. Alex and Harrington, who has
He's working for free. He's paying to be here.
Harrington's big toe is sticking out of his boot right now. I need you to know.
Harrington has only eaten Chinese food this entire time because it's all he can afford, and he just hopes the virus takes him out.
Yeah, he's like, you guys try one of these Woo Hop egg rolls? Is that what it's called?
It's woo. Oh, that was
Woo-ho?
a thing. Dude, this one, I mean, listen, like, the same way we as white men cannot walk around with like short bangs
Do-rags?
pushed against our head with like, a banana sticking out of our pocket that kind of looks like a Glock.
Yeah.
We've done things that now that look is out, right? We can't do that.
Right.
So I was doing a show, and this is limited seating, and the one... He was a Flavy of Asian. I'm not sure which one,
Okay.
but I could. He was in the dark.
I bet I could guess.
That's not me being racially insensitive, although it is. But he was in the dark.
To explain him more, I think I could guess.
If I explain him, I'll go to jail.
Joke's on you. There's prison breaks all across the country, so you won't stay.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was
Everybody's out,
insane.
right?
Yeah, I mean, not everybody, but they're coming.
Everybody's out. You see
Weinstein's
Snake
still in.
Hall
Yeah,
just
yeah.
driving by in his red Charger. I've been watching so much Simpsons. So what was I talking about?
The show
yeah.
limited seating show.
So yeah. So this I'm stopping myself. So I almost threw up how much I wanted to say this one thing, and it's not comebackable. So what? Bobby, erase this part. Let's start over. Let's start the show
No
over.
way! It's not erasable. What? That's my favorite moment on the show. If we survive, it's a drop.
So this one Siamese cat is sitting in the darkness.
Oh, but does Bobby know about drops? Because we have plenty of them,
we
and you
have so many drops.
you should be pinging them off like a pinball right
Bobby
now.
doesn't want to touch the keyboard. I mean,
The cat got longer. Go on.
so this kid is, and he's right in the light, so he looks like the moon.
God. What'd you say to Moonface Boy?
Moonface Boy, new cartoon on Gas Digital.
I can't wait to not get SNL.
I mean, whatever. At this point, everything's out of business.
Yeah.
So we're I'm looking at this kid. So he's sitting there, and he's like, everybody's having a good time, whatever. And then he lets out like the most lung buttery cough of all, like a Like he's like half glotting and half coughing and half sneezing, and it's just all in the back of his fucking stupid throat. And everybody heard it, and everybody looked at him, and I was like, buddy, you can't do that. You're like, I mean, you know.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not trying to be racist.
You can't yell in an airport if you're Muslim in September of 2001.
Exactly.
You just can't.
It's something you gotta live with. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Which was the last disease you brought over.
Terrific.
And then like he's like, oh, you know, whatever. He played along with the bit, and then like in the middle, he's like, then he's sneezing, and I'm like, dude, what are you wearing, a Wuhan University T-shirt? Like, what the fuck? What is happening right now? Why is it? And he was like, all right, enough, and I'm like, no. We're in limited seating, and you're coughing and fucking sneezing, dude. It's not cool. If you have any of that, even if it's allergies, get the fuck out. Come on. This is a little rant I'm going to go on, right?
But also, is Alex on the horn soon?
She said she needs like 10 minutes.
Okay, well, good.
She needs time.
What is she
That's
powdering
gonna
her
come
nose?
back to bite her. Yeah, with cocaine.
There's no other option.
Right.
Or funeral home makeup.
Yeah.
So like people, you know, the leagues got shut down, right? The NBA and all these private leagues shut down before any, you know,
Baseball
governmental
season isn't
mandate.
happening till the end of May, maybe.
Maybe. And the NBA, I'm pretty sure their season
done.
is finished.
It's over.
They might have, like, if they were back by April, it might have been like an immediate playoff thing. It just looks like it can't happen, right? So, but people are like, and March Madness, all that stuff. People are so like, I can't believe these are shutting down. And it's like, really? Can you not? Like, is that so? It's so minuscule to me. It doesn't even register where it's
Well,
like,
you got to
listen,
think about the money.
No, I understand that. I understand the economic repercussions
Hundreds of
are
millions of
insane.
dollars.
I'm not even talking about that, right? So I couldn't even possibly begin to understand that stuff.
The smallest part to think about is like the advertiser who became like, oh, we're the official ketchup of March Madness or whatever the fuck.
Right.
That's probably spent years trying to get the March Madness or NCAA as a client, and then finally securing them, and then selling them, and
Or
then
it's
get. I've been watching a lot of
Tostitos
Mad Men, but I'm like, so let's say you get the client.
You're empathizing with advertisers?
just-
Please, I worked in agencies. They're not good people. Fuck them. Who gives a shit?
All right, fair enough.
So I'm just saying, I'm talking about the people that are like, it's just so weird. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird. How do I live? Like the people that are so... They can't step for a second outside of their fucking comfort zone. It's so baffling to them to break routine and to just be like, all right, like, worst comes to worst, I got to just be inside for 2 weeks. That's going to suck. It's going to be like, whatever, but I have Netflix. I have something generations before me have never had at my fingertips. Hours, hundreds,
Video games,
and thousands and millions of hours of content. Every fucking possible thing for you to
a lot of it by Mike Feeney and Mike Cannon.
Right,
available
and
now.
most of which they spend their day doing anyway.
Right.
So they're flipping through their phones anyway, and now a thing they kind of like peripherally is not going to be there to comfort them. They're like all of a sudden just throwing a shit fit. It's like, people are such fucking babies, dude. I don't understand this. Like, even the people that are out at those bars we were talking about last episode, it's like, why? Just get shit-faced at home and fist fuck your wife.
It's cheaper and more fun.
Yeah, that's what you're doing anyway. You're spending more money at a bar to bang your wife later. Drink for cheap in your living room.
It is fun.
Bit from my first album.
It's like a dead deer carcass over your shoulder. That's a great bit. But
really evolved.
that's a fun thing to think about, though, is like, you know, again, we're wandering in a dark room right now, you guys, because again, this is a pre-record, so we don't know.
Yeah, imagine it's been exposed that it's just been made up this whole time.
Dude, but here's the best part. From yesterday's episode, now this is 2 weeks, the day before St. Patty's Day, the episode came out, which is in the thick of it, which was recorded on Thursday the week earlier. So in those 4 days, what changed
everything
is made us sound tone deaf for the people who listening to the other episode. Now we did a St. Patty's Day episode, and now this will be almost 2 weeks in the future, essentially.
Right, yeah.
And these people, it's going to be.
We're gonna look stupid.
Yeah, I mean, here's where we're at.
We mostly, mostly me.
No, both of us. But here's why. I'm going to timestamp this. De Blasio just talked about maybe putting into effect a stay in your home sort of ban,
Yeah.
which is going to like a quarantine of sorts, which they talked about possibly happening. That's still being floated. So whatever happens.
First of all, was that a horse with asthma in the back?
Oh, that was
Harrington?
Harrington with
Jesus
his big toe
Christ.
got cold. So
I mean, he's dead, right? Like he's dead. He lives in squander. He couldn't possibly have insurance.
yeah, squalor. Also.
Squalor. I told you.
He squandered his squalor by coming here.
He squandered his privilege by living in squalor.
Love it. If only he ever knew we were just talking about him.
He knows.
Yeah. But continue.
I mean, that's pretty much it. I'm a little bit baffled by people at the moment where, like, I mean, everybody is hot take McGillicuddy. Everybody wants to spin negative shit. Like, it's just like, it's so weird.
And that's what's been crazy about this too. So I'll tell you a story from when I did Philly. But so now this was Philly gig. It was March 12th. Okay. So at the time this comes out, it'll be March 30th. So that was, almost 3 weeks ago, whatever. Right. So.
Was that limited seating?
Well,
it was, yeah, right?
No, it wasn't. But
okay.
leading up to it at the time, that Monday, I had been sick since the previous Monday, so I didn't feel, or no, sorry, not that. Yeah, since the earlier Monday. So I'm still like, I woke up, I'm feeling terrible in the mornings. Erica had gotten sick, so we're just not feeling great, but we did all the tests. We're negative on everything. And I'm just going like, the mornings are the worst, but I wake up and I go.
You got a corona test just like that?
No, they wouldn't give me a corona test because I didn't test. I didn't have the cough or fever. I had neither of those. But so they gave me the flu test and strep test and both were negative. But they, so I wake up that morning, that Thursday, and I go, and this is still before the 250 seat ban had even happened.
Yeah.
This was still fine. So I'm going, but now the fever of it, of everybody, kind of getting crazy. Fever, yeah.
Fever! Did you hear that?
Yeah. So everybody's...
That was that Chinese man spittle in the back of my...
Fever! So everybody's panicking, and I'm kind of going... I'm trying to think in my head because we're not staying there. Shuli and I are co-headlining Philly Helium, so I go, man, I can't fucking... I can drive there because the days I'll just load up on Daycool and stuff. But you got to think about after driving to Philly, after doing a show, driving home, I'm like, I might feel real shitty again after all this is over. So Shuli ended up volunteering to drive, which was fucking awesome of him. But we're texting them, we're texting the club. We're just being like, is this still happening? Like, we're trying to give every out.
Yeah.
Without
off ramps.
Without canceling because both of us have never done the club before. We want to make a good, impression and stuff. So we're kind of being like, listen, we'll do it. But also, if you want to cancel, we understand and we can, or postpone it. We'll for sure, that's okay with us too. And then it was like, we were planning on leaving at 3 p.m. And they're like, we're having a manager meeting at 3 to discuss. Then like 3:30 comes and they're like, it's still on for now, which is the worst thing to hear.
When you have to drive 2.5 hours.
Philly, yeah. So you're like, okay, so I guess we'll drive. So I meet up with Shuli. And thank God, because of this, there's just no traffic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're just
It's like driving into Washington in Independence Day.
Yeah. So we're just beelining it. We get all the way to Philly. And the whole way to Philly, I'm refreshing my Gmail because I'm like, I can't wait. This email's going to come and go and it's canceled.
Yeah.
And so we're like, because we had sold over 100 tickets, but you go, how many are going to actually show up? This is probably going to cancel it. A bunch of the weekend headliners had announced they were canceling it, so it was a whole thing. So we get to Philly. I'm like, listen, if we're going to get canceled, let's at least go to fucking Jim's and get a goddamn cheesesteak. So we go. We sat in the same seats that you and I sat in.
Cooked meal.
Yeah. We went to the same place that you and I sat in that same upstairs seating section.
Our booth.
Yeah, it was very cool. I sent you a fun video. We ate a absolutely amazing. Holy shit. By the way, this is weeks old now, but a wild, fun story. Kevin Durant has coronavirus.
No shit.
Yeah, and this is, and he hasn't even played this year.
No, I guarantee
insane.
Kyrie exposed himself to corona just so he thought his body could build up immunity.
Because the Earth's flat?
Yeah, he's like, I'll just take a dollop of corona and then I'll be fine.
This is so old now. Everyone's like, we know. But listen, we're pre-recording. So I
thought you were going to say way worse, like the Brooklyn Bridge is shut down.
Yeah.
The Williamsburg
the Brooklyn Bridge is exploded.
Yeah, and I'd be like, okay, well, cool.
So everybody, we go to gyms. We have cheesesteaks.
Turns out the kid I made fun of was Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
He was doing undercover reconnaissance to see how we would handle.
Not well. So we have cheesesteaks. We do this thing, and then we go over to Philly. And I mean, I gotta hand it to Philly. This was again March 12th. So this is a while back before the ban and all that stuff. Sold 100 tickets. There was, I believe the final number was like 89 or something. People showed up. So
Nice.
about 10 to 15 people asked for refunds or whatnot. But the rest all showed up, and I ended up I didn't even know Shuli ended up filming the beginning of my set, which I ended up just kind of riffing. I ended up posting on my Instagram, but it's fun because that club is so fucking great.
Yeah,
Helium
it's
in
unreal.
Philly. If you live in Philly and if for some reason have never gone to Helium, I mean, amazing. And this is half full, but the people that came out, thank you so much for coming out and braving through that. And I have this whole thing where I kind of just fucked around with them because they feel like they're on the stage. And
Yeah.
my whole thing was like, this is reckless. That's what's happening right now. It was like, you guys are so close. They didn't spread you out. Like,
Nope.
this just
They
seems...
set you perfectly.
Perfectly. Perfectly. What I beg other clubs to sit us but so, and we both do the show. We did great. Medicated Pete from Howard Stern showed up. He came out and sang Purple Rain at the end. It was wild. We talked to some people. Shuli took pictures with people. I said, no thanks.
Yeah,
and then I fucking, and then we ended up, going back, but the fucking,
Was he the only Stern dude that showed up?
from Stern? Yeah.
Because then I didn't talk about Schenectady, right?
I don't know.
So I went
Oh,
to...
no, you didn't.
I went to that casino. I did that Shuli
The Rivers
gig.
Casino, the one that Sagalo and I did where we ate all that steak and then we got stoned and the security guard looked the other way and I
Yeah.
got super high. Yeah.
Which is so, it's so funny because you drive through Schenectady and it's finished. Like, that place is fucking done. It
Yeah.
looks like an ex-town that you can't believe certain people are, hanging on for life.
Right.
there. And then you see this, almost It's a Wonderful Life Pottersville Memorial right in the middle, which is the casino. Brand spanking fucking new, which I assume they think is going to boom the
I
surrounding
think it
area.
is because they're
Is it?
building trains like Metro North and shit. It's
Good.
like,
I hope it works because Jesus Christ, that place is depressing.
Yeah.
But that casino is really nice, and it's shockingly. You're out. By
No, I'm still here.
Oh, you were looking
It's
at.
for the listeners.
Okay,
Yeah, Lewis is walking by.
and he's pretending to fake cough at us while not moisturizing.
He's using. Let it be known, Lewis is using the hand sanitizer
Yeah.
on. And he just put his fingers in his nose, and it's undone.
Good. It's
Yeah.
good stuff.
So Schenectady sucks.
Oh, I'm glad he's not coming in here. But so
He is.
no. Oh no. Hold on. Stay quiet. Pretend we're not recording.
Yeah, he's like a T-Rex if you just don't look.
Yeah, don't.
Where
look
is
at him.
Alex? God damn it!
Oh, so the gig, 4 to 5, maybe even 6 Howard Stern people came to that. And I mean, our green room was the cantina from Star Wars. It was absolute Chernobyl mutants dragging their bodies across I mean, they were the nicest people on earth, but you can't believe who Shuli spends time with.
Yeah.
I love
that one thing that you do with that show.
And I'm like, Shuli, you are Mother Teresa of comedy. I can't believe you have the patience and just the generosity to share it with that. They're not booked. They just come and then they become part of the show because
Shuli brings them
everybody
a
are
part of
fans
it.
of the
Yeah.
show and they see them and you can't not include them, right? It just becomes a classic spectacle. But I mean, dude, that crowd is so funny. They're such good listeners. They're such good fans. They're fans of comedy. They love Howard Stern, obviously.
They're amazing.
But then there's also people that they don't know me. I'm not connected with the show at all. What's happening right now?
Lewis is sanitizing the both sides of the door.
Okay.
I think this seems really like a ploy for Lewis for a PR move.
Yeah, he wanted us to mention it. Cut that out, Bobby. Cut that 100% out of the show. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen one person clean anything this entire time we've been here.
That is not true.
Bobby's a company man. You got to know that. If nothing else,
I know. I thought we got his allegiance with the show. We were going to offshoot. Let's create a Patreon, Bobby. Fuck the network.
Yeah.
We can do everything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the show, it's like they don't know me. So I was heckled by some guy who literally, clearly the best night of his life. He lives in that area. He's seeing his heroes, people that he listens to every single day. He is on cloud 9. So who am I to
Get in the way.
negatively berate him? I was just, I was pawing at him like a little kitty in a bowl
Yeah,
of
yeah,
yarn.
yeah.
I was just having a good time. But yeah, I mean, it was super fun. My buddies, so I go there. And Shuli and Pedro Gonzalez are the other two comics.
Funny
And with a steady parade of, three-eyed fish that were walking up on stage. And
It wasn't Chinese New Year when you went.
no, it sure
Yeah.
wasn't. Thank God. USA.
Yeah.
USA.
Imagine our nationalism just reached an all-time high.
Yeah, well, I was called a right-wing comedian on Twitter yesterday.
You were, weren't
you? By a non-writing, trying to be influencer. Fucking unreal. What a brutal excuse for a comedian.
Which is it? Are you a liberal cuck or are you
I know,
are
I'm
you a
called
right-wing
everything,
conservative?
which is the best. I think that means I'm doing it right. But it's funny to me. What's actually good about this whole situation, is this feels almost like the '90s, like the bubble bursting for the boom of comedy.
Yeah.
So this hopefully will be that strong tide that just washes away all the people, as Dan Soder so eloquently put it, had unauthorized library cards.
Yes,
Right?
yes,
So
revoking library cards.
all those people that have no business being in this fucking business will hope, and it might be me, who knows, might get just taken out into the ocean and fucking see you later. Do something else.
And now, while we talk about that, let's bring in our Corona correspondent, our former producer, Alex Scarlato. Alex, are you there?
I'm here. What's up, guys?
Hey, how do you feel? We know that you have been diagnosed with coronavirus, and we hope all is well with you and the family. How are the fevers?
I'm feeling okay. I'm just trying to stay away from my parents,
It's true. Yeah, you don't want to infect them.
How old are your parents?
My dad's like 73, and my mom is like 64.
Oh, okay.
no.
So she's okay, but go give your dad a hug.
Yeah, so we wanted to bring you in here because we know, time is of the essence. You may not be with us for much longer. We thought you had died the last episode, and we did a whole loving tribute. I think we said something nice, right?
There was peppered in compliments, I think.
Yeah, I guess, maybe. But regardless, we wanted to have you here because we felt like something was missing without the show, and that was just your lovely missing, what's the word?
Laugh.
Emphysema laugh. So if you could just sit here and just kind of casually listen to the rest of the episode.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Bobby, don't get us wrong. Bobby's doing a phenomenal
He's
job
really
producing.
stood in as if it takes very little effort to do this job.
Yeah, but
I mean, he's found drops that you forgot about. He's really. You're fired.
yeah, but so we figured.
As the Führer says, you're fired.
Are you right or left? You quote him, but you're said Führer, so I don't know. I don't understand. So yeah, Alex, if you could just stay on the horn for the next, whatever,
35
the whole
minutes.
rest of the episode,
Got
and
it.
if you
All right,
leave at
cool.
any point, we'll know.
We'll know.
Yeah,
I definitely can hear you.
Mike's in
breathing.
the middle.
here.
Mike's in the middle of a story about Schenectady.
Oh, so the same thing. So Pedro and Shuli are the other two comedians who I assume were each there. It's a one-night thing. It's like kind of you're hearing murmurs of Corona. It's not yet like big time.
yeah,
news.
they're like, you heard about this beer thing?
Yeah, and it's at the point where everybody is tough talking the virus. Everybody's like, oh, it's an over there problem. It's not going to get here. If
Those
it does,
those
we
jokes
get the-
about getting Lyme disease to accompany the Corona are
those
still fresh.
Those are hot in these streets. I think I was still opening by telling crowds that a Chinese lady just sneezed in my mouth on the subway.
That would now be met
Yeah.
with appall.
Yeah, they would be very upset by that.
Yeah.
But so I'm like, all right, we're gonna have a night to hang. It's it's my first road night, I think of the year maybe, or like that I'm staying over, and I'm just like, all right, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna get some sleep. It'll be a good time. And as soon as I get there, Shuli's like, oh yeah, no, my kids are with my wife's mother, so I'm gonna go home and have sex. I'm like, okay. And Pedro's like, yeah, Pedro, who sounds like fucking Puss in Boots, says he was like, Shuli drove me here.
Yeah, the Shuli. I come with the Shuli, and now I must leave.
The Shuleji. The Shuli, he drove me here, so I will
Yeah.
go home with him as well.
He's very soft-spoken.
Yeah,
boy.
very.
I think he was in Napoleon Dynamite.
he was not.
Oh, damn.
So he's going with Shuli, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like I'm left here alone with the I'm assuming these guys are gonna want to hang.
Yeah.
All the Howard Stern dudes. And I was right. They were trying to. And but at that moment, my buddy Connor and my friend Peachy from Geneseo showed
Peachy.
up. And Connor was like, hey, good to see you, dude. What's up? And I'm like, holy shit, you're here? And he's like, yeah, we texted like 3 days ago, and I told you I was coming.
You don't remember?
Don't remember that whatsoever. And I was like, this is fantastic. I can't believe you're here. We're going to actually
Perfect
have a good
timing,
night.
too, because you're cripplingly alone before that moment.
Astonishingly alone.
Yeah.
And I had like 3/4 of the THC syringe that I spoke about on this show past. That is like, I have to like light it and warm it up and then like gerbil feed it into my own mouth. And it's like eating
You have,
boogers.
for some reason, you have to do it in an alley in a cardboard box.
Yeah, I do belt my arm anyway.
Yeah.
I do like just flexing my veins for a while and then just right into my mouth. So I had that with me, and at the time that they told me they were leaving, I was like, I guess I'm taking this whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to take 750 milligrams of THC, and let's fucking see what happens.
Right.
And then Connor showed up, and I'm like, oh, I don't have to hurt myself.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is great. Right after the show, Shuli and Pedro.
Awesome rooms, by the way, right?
Oh,
in the
really
River
nice
Casino?
rooms. Except at first, I was like convinced that that they like, you know, casinos keep rooms cold so you'll get out
Yes.
into the casino. They do that intentionally.
Sure.
And I kept trying to like turn off the fucking air, and I couldn't do it, and I was frustrated, and I was like, God damn it, they're blowing air. It's not even like kind of slow, steady cold air. It's actually blowing on my neck.
Right.
Like, this sucks. And I'm talking to my sister, and I'm bitching about it, and she's like, wait, just press this button. And I did, and it immediately turned off, and the heat got on, and it was like, I was like just such a fucking
To
paranoid
stop
loser.
pressing the snowflake and press the sunny sky.
I think that was it. I like hit the flame, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's warm. Fucking idiot. So I
He has a child.
do. I sure do. I have, yeah.
He's in charge of life,
Yes.
legally and emotionally.
I'm better at that than I am at
Self-care.
self-care.
Yeah.
I think I am. I've always been, I think I was born to give advice and never take any of it.
Boy, weren't we all.
So, that pandemic is over. I, go downstairs. I'm hanging with Connor and Peachy after the show.
Why
We
is
had-
his name Peachy?
Because I don't know why. He is
Is everything peachy keen?
He's a freckle. He's like a boy Pippi Longstocking. Like, he looks
Okay.
like that. He is tiny with like almost red Irish cheeks with a grand speckle
Of freckle?
of freckle.
Speckle of freckle.
Speckle of freckle all over his face. He might be like smart-hearted. You know what I mean? Have you ever met somebody who's both smart and
What's
retarded?
that phrase?
Smart-hearted. He's both smart and retarded at the same time, where he went to Geneseo, he gets good grades, and then you speak to him and you're like, you're barely breathing. Like, I have no idea how you're hanging on.
I'm barely breathing.
And he makes decisions that you're like blown away that a 32-year-old would make. But I might be 33. So we're hanging out. We're having a great time. We're the guy that Shuli introduces you to everybody from the casino, right?
Of course,
the dudes
yes,
that work there.
Which
And
one? I know them all because I roasted them all.
I know. I forget that he was telling me about that actually.
The guy was he a fabulous guy dressed up in like Hugh Hefner like giant
the
brides?
flaming homosexual was early in the day.
Okay,
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I mean, he was wearing the exact same
There's
outfit
the-
Robin Williams wore in Birdcage. Like, it was wide open,
Yes.
flowy silk flower shirt, and he was like, if you couldn't guess, I was like, you're gay. And he
Yeah.
goes,
He's like, I was gonna say drinks are on us. It's like, why did you spit at me? There's the Middle Eastern man who dresses like James Bond.
Yes, I think that was
That's
the
the
guy.
guy, yeah.
I think that may have been the guy that was
Very
like,
nice.
he showed us to the steakhouse after. So after the thing, one guy who did comedy at the end, but I think he was part of the Howard Stern show thing. He kind of stuttered,
Backpack?
but he was relatively like lucid. Like, he kind of was, a normal social interactor.
Sure.
But then he went on stage and talked about like fist fucking a chick with his hand on fire or something like that. And he
Ronnie,
was-
the limo driver.
No, he was kind of stuttering through it. I forget who he was.
Medicated Pete. He has
Maybe, yes.
That's the one who came to Philly.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he has Tourette's.
Yes, and he did
Yeah.
stand up. He was funny. He actually did really well on our show.
He sang
I mean,
Purple Rain at mine. So he's
I can't believe he went to Minnesota. That's fucking insane. So, he right after, we're like, the guy's like, hey, It's on me. Bring your friends to the steakhouse. You guys get whatever you want. He's like,
Which is so silly of them.
It's awesome.
I hope
it's not silly. It's awesome.
It's the best thing. You should always do this. If you're a venue listening, I understand you may have to eat the cost of a fucking steak or whatever, but to do that to us, I will go. I've already performed at Rivers Casino 3 times in my life, and I'll go back every time. I'll go to Schenectady, New York because of Rivers Casino.
And not just that, we'll co-sign it to other comedians. Like, oh, they treat you well. They treat you great.
They treat us
It's
well. The rooms are
unbelievable how far
beautiful,
that
and then
goes.
they bring us to the fucking steakhouse.
So Medicated Pete was going to come with us, but, and the guy extended the invitation to the entire carnival, and all of them were like, or whatever the fuck they were saying. And we were like, no, we were all trying to like kind of sidestep out of there. And we're like, no, they're good. They feed out of a trough.
Yeah.
And then, Medicated Pete was like,
Yeah.
And so he said yes. And then he was going to meet us there. And we go to the steakhouse and we sit down and the waitress is like, oh, you're waiting for one more? We're like, no, just feed us now. We're fucking starving. Like, get it in. The guy's going to come, take his order when he comes. He ended up missing the entire meal. I don't know where he went. I feel bad. It sucks because he should have taken advantage. We had everything. We had like the $60 steaks, the Kentucky, whatever the fuck.
Just like when Sagalo and I were there, just eat everything.
Outrageous. And my friends who were like, I now look like king shit a little bit. I'm sitting here treating us to, because of me, we're eating fine dining in Schenectady. And so they had a great time. We went outside, or we go up to my room. We roll more blunts or whatever. We go outside, we smoke. We go back up to the room. We all decide not to gamble, not to play poker. Was that a car horn?
Yeah, why? I for sure, 1,000%. Alex, are you driving in this?
I am.
Oh my God.
Alex! you were supposed to...
Wait, are you giving roadhead?
Oh, no,
Did the back of your head hit the steering wheel?
I just got an emergency alert.
Oh, good.
How to slow the spread of COVID. It's like a Amber Alert situation.
Continue your podcast, that's for sure.
Yeah. Alex
No matter what, keep putting out content.
Alex is driving over bodies like in Bird Box. All right, so
Alex is in Zombieland right now, heading to the fucking park. So we have this great meal. We smoke. We go upstairs. What's happening? I hate when you do that. You look right past me and you're having a conversation with your eyes with someone else.
I'm keeping the show. I'm keeping all these plates spinning, my friend.
What's the plate? Tell the
all
plate.
You got to do. Well, I'm trying to figure out A, what time we're at. B, where the hell Alex just went. C, where Bobby's going. I'm texting with Bobby. It's a whole thing.
You're
just
texting?
Yeah, I'm texting.
What the fuck?
Just keep it going.
What is this,
I'm
Jim
back,
and Sam?
you
Alex is back. Yeah. Alex is back. We're trying to do everything. It's all seamless. Just keep fucking going.
Oh, well, I can't focus when I don't think anybody loves what I'm saying.
Everybody is listening, I promise.
I promise you, what I think people are doing at home is what people in the 20s did with the radio. Like, I think people are sitting in front of a 4-foot radio, just like literally wringing their wrists, listening, hanging on every word. That's how I need you to be in the room.
Well, you know how I am when I'm doing that. I'm sitting at home doing that, but that's because I'm reading the 5-star reviews that we have.
haven't done that
That's
yet.
what I'm saying. Look at the timer.
No,
Everything is fucked. That's why I'm trying to figure it out quietly underneath the wraps while also listening and contributing and ending to
You
your
weren't
stories.
contributing, though.
I was
You did
ending.
not contribute.
I mentioned the steakhouse. I mentioned Medicated Pete. I was right there, lockstep.
No, again.
I'm listening really, really, really
Alex
close
is
now.
getting into car accidents to continue listening.
Honestly, Alex, the fact that you haven't pulled over is like another strike against you.
So, guys,
You can't. You should be crying, laughing, and unable to see the road.
thank you all for your 5-star reviews. We appreciate it. Guys, keep spreading the word. We know that the virus at this point has taken out many of the high-ranking officials in our country and most of our athletes that we love.
Yeah.
So there's
Guys,
only one thing to
I
do.
think the one Steph Curry was a hard one for me.
Yeah.
Watching
yeah.
him die on live TV while giving Doris Burke the exclusive.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Now, the only way to survive this is to listen to pre-recorded episodes of two men rambling
Yes.
and talking about their job.
We have so many good episodes. It's crazy.
So many. I mean,
So
that Power
many.
Hour episode, I'm so glad you reshared it, is an
Every
all-time
once in a while, I
great.
think about it. And I
it
become
has. I don't
proud.
even think it has 1,000 views,
I think
which
it has
is
almost just that.
It's
yeah.
absolutely.
It should
obnoxious.
be every college kid in America's power hour that they go to.
It's the greatest. So please go watch. Go do that. There's a call to action. Go watch our Power Hour episode that's on our YouTube right now. You get to watch us try and drink within the hour.
I mean, Alex, it sounds like you're in danger.
Yeah. Alex, are you trying to get out of a tunnel?
Traffic. I'm sorry, guys. Nobody is staying in the house. Everybody is on the streets. I swear
Are
to
you
God.
the one beeping? That would be funny if Alex was the one honking the horn.
She's like, well, they're not moving up. So you guys can get a Gas Digital Network subscription. That really helps us in times like these where we don't have much going on in the way of stand-up shows and things are getting canceled. Massive loss of income. So go to gasdigitalnetwork.com. Use the code IGP. Sign up. You get a 2-week free trial if that's not enough because money might be tight for you as well. We understand that. You get a 2-week free trial if you don't like it. All the other podcasts on the network and all their behind-the-scenes stuff. So definitely check all that out. Follow us on social media at Irish Goodbye Podcast and Instagram, Irish Goodbye Pod on Twitter. Send us an email, irishgoodbyepodcast@gmail.com. And keep leaving the reviews. Keep sharing with friends. We love you guys so much. We don't know when you can come see us again, but we still have individual things that you can promote and buy. But you can also, like, for instance, on podcastmerch.com.
Podcastmerch.com.
Look at these
baby.
fucking hoodies. Is there any place you want to survive the planet better than with Supreme style hoodie or with the Popeyes hoodie? I mean, look at that
And like
thing.
we said last week, please hold your t-shirt orders till September at Skankfest. We're sitting on a treasure trove. We really bit off more than we could chew.
Yeah.
We owe a ton of money back to Gas
We are
Digital. I'm
in
pretty
the hole.
sure they did it intentionally to
Yeah.
sink the fucking show.
Yeah.
Oh, I
so
just touched my lip to the mic.
if you guys are coming to Skankfest, you heard it here first. Don't buy a t-shirt. Wait until Skankfest. If you did, if you're not coming to Skankfest, buy away.
I guess, but you get the virus if you expose your forearm.
Yeah, that's true. So you got to buy a hoodie
yeah.
right now and enjoy the show. And then you could also find us on social media and on the internet, which is all we have now.
Yep.
Until that goes out.
Oh,
and then
man,
we're fucked.
until they sign a new fucking NDAA, or what is that? Not NDAA. What is the Freedom of the Internet Act?
NSA?
No. Forget it. Who cares? I learned all this stuff for years, and I still can't.
Well, we have
retain it.
plenty of things out that you can buy and support or you can patronize us with, which is both the podcast. Mike has not one but 2 albums out. He has, I think it just kicked in, and Life Begins, available both now. Buy those on iTunes. Just buy them. It's $10. I understand times are crazy right now, but it really helps us. I mean, $10 is, believe us, not in any way going to help to help more than we need. We would need every single person who listens to buy.
I think it just kicked in is actually paid for also, so I get that money directly. If
That's
you want to
amazing.
just buy the shit out of that
Hell
album,
yeah.
go
Yeah,
do it.
and
But
do
also
that.
Life Begins, yeah.
And check out Rage Against the Routine, available now. Mike Feeney Comedy on YouTube, Mike Cannon Comedy on YouTube. Go watch Mike's special. Go subscribe to my thing. Just get those clicks up there, get the views up there.
Share 'em around.
Instagram, I am Mike Feeney. I am Mike Cannon. Twitter, the same thing.
Honestly,
Just
there's
fucking-
not much good shit on Netflix. There really isn't.
No,
So,
especially
like,
not in the way of fucking stand-up.
I mean,
Brutal.
yeah, it's wild, but some of it is just truly unexplainable.
Yeah.
But if you like our stuff, it's fucking quality. We shot it with expensive cameras. Everything looks good. Don't feel embarrassed to send it the fuck out there.
Yeah,
Tell your friends.
The best thing you could possibly be is one of those people that gets in on the ground floor and tells everybody else, listen, there's 2 comedians that I love that you got to check out. And they go, oh, who is it? We don't know them. They're not Burt Kreischer. They're not Joe Rogan. You
Yeah.
go, they're the next of them. And then you
Yeah.
go, wow. And then you share it to them. And now you seem like a fucking king or queen because you
Quang.
were too
Quang.
busy. You were fucking spreading it around and making everybody love it. And now we'll fucking appreciate that. You know?
A trans royal is a queen.
And yeah, I mean, that's about it. Bobby, where can people find you?
You can find me all social media at the Bobby Hutch.
Look at that. While he's talking, he doesn't even put the camera to him. He keeps it
Yeah.
on a 2-shot. Alex, are you listening?
Yeah, we both
I mean,
still
I
take
wish
up the
I had a
screen.
camera in this car right now.
Alex, where can people send flowers? What funeral home are you going to be buried at that they could reach out to you and find
Honestly, it would be really selfish for you to take up space in a graveyard.
you? Where can people listen to your lasting voice?
Well, you could follow me on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, at I am Alex Scar, and check out my podcast, Broad Topics, TOPIX, on Gas Digital Network. It comes out every Monday on iTunes and YouTube for free, and you could catch the stream every Thursday at 9:30 p.m.
Or if you're listening post-apocalypse, every third moon. That's when the new episodes come out, because we don't go by days anymore, because nothing matters.
Yeah, and there's been a green fog covering the sky, so that's why the moon only shows 3 times a week.
My God, it's so fun to be talking about what might happen.
Yeah,
because
it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be tougher for us to really.
So
wrap our heads
unfortunately, a
around.
lot of the dates on our website probably won't be happening. But the best thing you could do is tweet about it, and then next time we do have shows, MikeFeeneyComedy.com, MikeCannonComedy.com. Just keep your dates open. We do know there's Skankfest is going to be back in September. I'm going to be doing Laughing Skull Comedy Festival
be
in
in Tampa.
October. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm doing the Calta cruise. That is
Oh no!
scary.
The only thing they said is don't go on cruise.
Jesus Christ.
So, what else
Do
you
you think
got?
any old opera singer from Italy was like,
Oh no, I have corona. Oh no, I have coronavirus. Corona. I feel so shitty now. Please pass me my bedpan. I'm shitting liquid. I am not long for this world. Fucking A, dude. It's all a fuck show. We're making jokes cause there's nothing else. We don't know if we should panic right now. It's a defense mechanism used by us to cope with the existential threat of violence and danger. I had a baby, maybe at the worst time you could have a child in the history of humanity. But thank God my wife and I both have jobs that require large gatherings of people be together. I'm in so much trouble, I can't stop singing. If I stop singing, I will kill myself. I mean, if the world doesn't get cured from that, all of a sudden they go, we found a cure. Stop everything. We found a cure. It's minutes 46 to 48 of Irish Goodbye, episode Who Gives a Fuck.
it's like them playing the old lady's music to kill the Martians in Mars Attacks.
Ack, ack, ack. Oh, my head hurts. That's the corona.
That's the first sign. That's the first sign. Somehow Alex is giving it through us to us through 5G.
Yeah.
So I the next night after that Shuli gig, we had a great time. We ended up all feeding from the fucking same syringe, like 3 gerbils, and then afterwards I was like, oh, we should not be doing that together.
No.
But I think I got so high laying back on the bed that Connor took one look at me, saw all 2 years of Geneseo, and was like, we'll go. He's like, we're gonna head out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So they ended up going. The next night, I had maybe like the weirdest crowd reaction of my life. Like outside of the 71-year-old with the 34-year-old chick, like I did not see I've never had this, right? So I'm at Stand Up New York, and I asked in a guy in the front row, like, if you don't know, which I'm sure a lot of you do if you listen to this show, comics, like, we do like exploratory crowd work sometimes that help tee up an actual bit, so it seems a little more in the moment, and sometimes it's completely off the cuff and just takes tangential turns that, like,
You look like you're on mushrooms, buddy. Anyway,
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it, because I have a story about
I have a
mushrooms.
blistering 6 minutes on the topic I randomly just brought up.
Yeah.
So I asked this guy in the front row who is like fresh faced. He almost looks like shit. What movie is that? What's that movie with James Vanderbeek where he does mushrooms and he's the brother of fucking American Psycho?
Christian Bale?
Yes, so it's like an offshoot book that it's like Rules of Attraction or something like that,
Rules
or
of
Rules of Engagement. Maybe Rules of Engagement was that was a different show, but it was Jessica Biel was in it. She has this super sexy coke scene where she just does a rail and then blood starts coming out of her nose.
It's Rules of Attraction.
Rules of Attraction. So Jason or what's his fucking name?
James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek is Patrick Bateman's brother, Sean Bateman, I think. And it's like, it's this whole offshoot storyline where he is equally as dark and fucked up, and it's kind of a cool movie. What was I talking about before then?
The next day. Crowd.
So this guy looked like the gay guy from that movie.
Cool. Awesome.
I mean, sometimes just stop me. If it looks like
I
I
don't
got
know
nothing
where
on the
you're
end of the
going.
hook, just stop me in my tracks.
I don't know where you're going.
I don't either.
How would I know that?
I don't know.
Because you're speaking with such confidence.
I know. Man, I've just gotten through so much life that nobody wants to call me on it. So don't call me on it.
Yeah.
So I asked this kid who looks like I was like, "You look young. How old are you, buddy?" He goes, "What the fuck does that supposed to mean?"
Okay.
In that exact aggressively gay voice. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck does that supposed to mean?
Which also is not even. It doesn't even hit the ear right. The way he's saying it.
Well, I was
Does that supposed to mean
also
is not right.
I just said, "You look young. Like, how old are you?" And I when he said that, I just said, "It means how many years you've been alive on Earth."
Right.
Like, that's all. Like, I just could only explain it as easy as the question is. This kid
Right.
is in his early fucking 20s. I'm not like asking some 40-year-old girl or lady who her best days are behind her and she's clearly like shivering from a life of, she just broke up with her husband. She has no money. She's bereft. Her looks are fucking gone.
I'm watching McMillions too.
Yeah.
It's insane. I have one more episode and it's
I mean,
fucking
she's
crazy.
she's the informant, right?
She's gotta be.
She's got to be. She exposed herself at the end.
I didn't see the last episode.
Fuck.
God
Well,
damn it.
McMichael just made a mistake.
Continue.
I asked this fucking queen, and I said, it means how many years have you been on Earth in numbers? And he just still like kind of was defensive about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is going on here, dude? Like,
what's your problem?
have we gotten so woke that numbers are now offensive because the patriarchy has used them to their advantage this entire time? Like,
Yeah.
like our numbers, our math fucking now like off limits? We can't talk about the truth in your age and how long you've been on this planet. It's somehow mixed up in this whole fucking like identity politics shit. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck? And I was just like melting down on him, and his friends hated him, I guess, because they turned on him. And were
Really?
like, yeah, what the fuck was
I
that?
love a good
And I
friend
was
turn.
like, hell yeah. And I'm just like, I'm saying this stuff in a funny way. You're looking a little frightened, but I'm saying this on stage.
No, I'm excited.
And it's just going well and going well.
Yeah.
And then he like kept being like he wouldn't be beaten. You know what I
hate
mean?
That.
Those people
they
that
have to say the last word.
yeah, and would also be like, but if you have to say the last word, you got it. And it's like,
Which is like you saying the last word.
yeah, of course. That's what you're doing. You're just getting the last words. It's like, I don't have to say anything. I can just fucking field goal kick your head through the back wall. Like, dude, you're literally at the perfect height for me to straight up go laces out and
Yeah.
blast your little fucking,
It's like a
face
reverse.
with
It's
the
like a reverse curb stomp if you just kick it.
Dude, I'm so mentally ill that when I pick that, I'm 100% from the field kicking heads off of somebody's neck. Like, it never stays connected.
No,
In my
no.
head, when I run through it, I am uprooting.
Let me ask you this: are you wearing spikes when you do it?
Yes, I'm wearing soccer.
There's only-
I'm wearing Adidas Predator soccer cleats. I know exactly the cleats I'm wearing. I wore them in high school soccer, and I wore one of those shoes when I was
Please
field
pull a
goal.
picture of that up, Bobby. I want to see what Adidas Predator.
Yeah, they have little ridges in them. I had them when they were like kangaroo leather, and they might be like, who knows, pigeon shit or something like that.
Kangaroo leather.
Yeah, they were fucking.
You got a little roo.
They'd maul a roo and then make a shoe.
It's a good old roo shoe. It is a roo shoe. Brought to you by Blue Chew.
So yeah, I mean, that's it.
I see.
Right? How perfect. Those are even newer. Those are like the new soccer shoes where they like come up a little bit on your heel to protect your Achilles or
Yeah,
something.
smart.
I had some older ones in 03.
Okay.
But yeah, I hate that guy.
What happened?
That was it. That was the end of it. I just melted down on this
But
dude.
what happened? So he said you got the last laugh, and what did you do? Did you
I think I said like I was like, this isn't to you, so this doesn't count as a word to you. I'm just telling the crowd that it is in my heart to kick your head off your shoulder.
That's the only way to legally make it not a threat.
It's in my heart right now, and it's telling me.
This is not speaking to you, so it's not a threat, but I want to let everybody else know, had you all not been here, physical harm would have been bestowed of him, the likes of which no one would have ever seen before.
Yeah. The likes of which the Stonewall riots have only seen. Call me a cop in the 80s, kid, because I'm steel toeing your little perfect jawline right across the fucking room.
Where's the hose?
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.